Good day, everyone. So this is the continuation under the layout plans for ponds, tanks, pens, and cages. So we were going to talk about the continuation, which is drawing layout plans for tanks under aquaculture topic or subject. For the learning objectives of this topic, the first one, we can identify after the discussion the different life support systems of for tanks. We can also identify the signs and symbols of plan and also identify layouts of different tank designs. We can also meet some terminologies in this topic, such as hatchery, which means a facility used in rearing of fish, eggs, and fry. Life support system refers to any facility or equipment used to sustain life of an organism in an aquaculture facility. Octagon is a polygon with 8 sides. A pathogen refers to any disease causing organisms, and plankton refers to microscopic plants or phytoplankton and animals, zooplankton, drifting in water and used as food for aquatic larvae. For the introduction of this topic, functionality of the different hatchery units can be achieved if the hatchery itself is well designed and properly laid out. So the size, shape, and location of each unit are factors that needs to be considered when making a layout. So in this lesson, y- this deals on the basic layout of hatchery facilities. So it includes the basic layout of hatchery tanks, life support systems, and common symbols used in layouting a hatchery facility. So let's talk about a basic layout of hatchery tanks. So fish tanks can be square, rectangular, circular, or octagon in shape. Among this, a circular tank is said to be the most ideal because it promotes better water circulation and no presence of dead spots on the corner. So we have here a sample of the basic hatchery layout. So for the kinds of fish tank according to use, the first one, of course, natural food production tank. So this is intended for growing and production of natural food such as phytoplankton and zooplankton. Then we have the larval rearing tank, which is where the fish fry and the larval air are grown into post-larval stage. Number three, we have filter tanks. So filter tanks what filters water before it enters to the different hatchery tank. And last, a breeding tank. So this is a tank intended for the fish producing eggs. So let's talk about life support system of a hatchery facility. So a great number of fish mortality can sometimes be attributed to lack of support facilities for the fish. Below are some of the needed life support system to ensure an effective operation of a hatchery. So we have the first one, which is water system. So the water is indispensable part of hatchery operation. So the area for the hatchery facility must have sufficient supply of clean water all the time. So the water system in the hatchery facility must have the following. So the first one, it should have the water pump, which is used to absorb water from the source to the storage tank. It can be electric or diesel driven. And then the next one, it should have a water tank, which is used to store water. It may be made of concrete, stainless steel, or plastic. And lastly, a filter tank, which is a setup of a different filter media, such as stone, gravel, and sand that filters water from the source to the water tank. Okay, next we have the life support system of hatchery facility. We have aeration system. So this is sufficient supply of dissolved oxygen is needed at all times. So the hatchery operator must ensure that the level of dissolved oxygen in the hatchery tanks is correct since fish larvae and phytoplankton are sensitive to low level of dissolved oxygen in water. So an air pump can be used to continuously supply dissolved oxygen in fish tank. So next we have electrical system. So to ensure that all the equipment runs continuously, electricity must be available at all times. So in case of power failure, a backup generator must be available. So next, life support system of a hatchery facility is a drainage system. So it is necessary that the water in the fish tanks are changed regularly. So efficient drainage system is a must to expel large volume of water used in the fish tank. So a good drainage system prevents water to be stagnant in hatchery area that might serve as sanctuary for pathogens such as mosquito and other microorganisms. So now let's talk about the common signs and symbols in hatchery tank layout. So there are no particular symbols actually or sign being used in hatchery tank layout. So you can always use any signs or symbols in the layout depending on how you interpret each signs through a legend. So for instance, you can use shapes in your layout to indicate the shape of the tanks. So for example, we have the rectangular tank. So that's represent a rectangular shape, a square tank, circle is a circular tank, and hexagon is represent a hexagonal tank. So that's the sample layout. For the acronyms, you can also use some acronyms or letters to shorten some words of your layout. So example, we have LRT, which means larval rearing tank, A area, V volume, P that's perimeter, L length, B base, W width, and H is height. For the signs, for the signs, you can even use signs such as the following. So, like for example, the arrow to the right indicates the direction of flow. The line or the thick line could mean a main pipe in your layout. The fine line could mean secondary pipe, and then the circle divide into two. That is represent as a diameter, and the circle with half line in the middle, so it represents a radius. Ayan. So that's the end of the discussion under drawing layouts of fish tanks. So let's have a post test. So for the post test, the direction is you give the following keywords and then identify the following life support system in the hatchery facility, and then write the letter of each word inside the box. So number one, we have sufficient water. Number two, dissolve oxygen. Number three, changing of water. And number four, energy. Okay, for the references of our discussion for today, disclaimer. So I agree by Sir Dan is an educational vlog. The purpose of this vlog is to provide free education, to discuss lessons and clarify issues related to agriculture. So the channel owner wishes to thank the trustworthy sources that have helped make this edu vlog possible. Any opinions or views shared in this vlog are also personal and belong to I agree by Sir Dan. So the views of any person that is directly or indirectly connected to the owner do not inherently represent them. In addition, any dependency you put on the materials included herein is solely at your own risk. Finally, if you need more details or have questions, please feel free to contact the owner. And of course, thank you to my friends, Tristan Laroan, Maurice Gravides, and of course, the La Salle University and Phoenix Publishing House. Thank you.